Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. 6 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You need an orthopedist, go to Brock. And of course, Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Need a roof? Give us a shout, 3641007 or parishbuilt.com. Okay, y'all. How about it? LSU just keeps on keeping on. Tigers beat Kentucky in the SEC tournament 11-0. Thanks to everybody who was here for Nightcap on Wednesday night. Enjoyed the show. Talked a lot about this. And if you happen to be watching, you found out live on Nightcap that Thatcher Hurd is starting today for South Carolina. So pays to listen to Nightcap. Anyway, Luke Holman, 6 no-hit innings for LSU, 4 home runs, including grand slams each from Jared Jones and Tommy White, and LSU run rules Kentucky 11-0. So the question about LSU's tournament resume is just it just doesn't exist anymore. LSU is firmly in the NCAA tournament. The only question now is how high can they climb? You win another game, maybe a couple more games. Do you see you maybe move from a 3 seed to a 2? I know people have asked. I'm going to repeat it again. No, you cannot host a regional. There's no scenario. You can win. You can win this tournament, and you could beat A&M, and you're already beaten Kentucky. You can beat Tennessee. It doesn't matter. You don't go from being on the bubble Monday or Tuesday to hosting a regional by Sunday. So no, it's just you're not going to wipe away a 13-17 regular season SEC record to move all the way up to be a regional host based on a week in Hoover. So what LSU can do and has done is solidified itself. It has solidified itself as in the NCAA tournament field. That's not even a question. And are you continuing to improve your draw based on where you fall in the field of 64? LSU's RPI, oddly, they'd gotten all the way up to 21, but as the rest of the day played out, LSU's RPI actually fell to 24, which is where they sit. So that's real-time RPI over at Walter Nolan. And you might wonder how that can happen. Well, half of your RPI is your opponent's winning percentage. So just looking at what happened at the SEC tournament, that's obviously going to impact your RPI. Like Vanderbilt beating Tennessee helps LSU, but it actually kind of hurts too because, well, you played both those teams, so you got a win and a loss on the winning percentage. So Vanderbilt's winning percentage increased, but Tennessee's decreased, if it makes sense. Anyway, bottom line is RPI is plenty good enough. KPI going into yesterday was at 17. So LSU's resume firmly intact. The question now is how high can they go? We found out on Nightcap last night. If you're watching, I got a phone call during the show. Thatcher Hurd starting today for LSU. I love it. Whenever Ackenhausen had his hamstring injury and they were looking at what direction they might go, my thought was Hurd. And ultimately, I think Dutton is the guy who kind of took some of those innings. And we were looking at this last night, but Hurd, since the Vanderbilt weekend, I'm going to get you the exact number here, but since the Vanderbilt weekend, Hurd's pitched something like 3 innings in SEC play. It's just, as we've talked about, since Jay has sort of shortened his staff, shortened his bullpen, Hurd just hasn't really been a part of it. So, yeah, the Vanderbilt game, from the 8-6 loss to Vanderbilt back on April the 5th, because April 5th, since then, he gave you a third of an inning against Auburn, didn't get an out against A&M, and then an inning and 2/3 against Ole Miss. So 3 innings, yeah. So 3. No, I'm sorry. I guess if you include even if you include Vanderbilt, um, or the long outing he had was 4 2/3 against Florida. So that was your second SEC weekend with 4 2/3. Since then, since the second SEC weekend, uh, a third of an inning against Arkansas, 2/3 of an inning against Vince. So it's 1 inning, an inning and a third. Yeah, 3 innings. Three innings since in SEC play since the Florida series. So yeah, it's a little surprising, but against Ole Miss last week, that inning and 2/3 where he had 2 strikeouts, like he looked really good. And if you can harness the Thatcher Hurd that you saw in the postseason last year, big boost for this team. So, all right, y'all smash that like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. Thanks for being there with us. Yesterday was Drew's last day of school, so I'm not rushing out of here like right at 8 o'clock, so we can hang until y'all are ready to go. Drew's still sleeping, as a matter of fact. Gary, good morning. Great 2 wins with a later start cause a problem since they had 2 early starts. It's a good question, Gary. I do believe that um, knowing your time of first pitch absolutely helps. Like knowing you were playing at 9:30 in the morning absolutely helps. Now, today's game is scheduled for 4:30. The SEC tournament this year has been running remarkably on time. So maybe they will start at or near 4:30. Selfishly, I would love to see the first couple of the games today go long, and that game start right at like 6:01. That would be great for me, having to do a show at 6 o'clock or from 3 to 6. So, but yeah, I think it does throw off your timing and your schedule a little bit. But I mean, it's postseason baseball, it's tournament baseball. You got to be ready to do that. And these guys have done that their whole lives. Abner, what's up? Wendell, hey Chris, good morning. Brian Wynn, Tiger Diver, Michael Cook, Bill Caffey, Gorilla, Morning Matty, and love when the bats are hot. Let's see, Wacky Chris, if LSU wins the SC tournament, I already answered it before Bill could even, or before Chris could even get the question. So again, I knew it'd get it because people keep asking, and the answer is absolutely unequivocally no. You cannot be a regional host site. So I can respect asking the question and hoping, but do not allow your brain to go there. No, you do not go ever from bubble to top 16 host site in the span of 1 week. It's just not a thing that happens. So no, LSU cannot win. Even if they win this tournament, they're not hosting. Brian, good morning from Springfield. Damon Gilmore, Cliff Nelson, good morning. Morning, Uncle Scone, in the Joe Oliva voice. Joe Oliva voice. The Joe Oliva voice. The Joe Oliva voice. Huh. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. There, Chuck. Joe Oliva voice. Brett, more Matt. Sucks I couldn't catch the live nightcap. Did watch it later while at work. Certainly enjoyed the 4 minutes of silence. It couldn't have been 4 minutes. So there was a point where I did I got up, had to go move Drew into his bed. So I turned the mic down while I got up and walked in there, and I came back and I just started talking again. And I forgot to turn my mic back up. So I was talking, and it happened here a few weeks back as well. Charlie, what's up, man? Zach, good morning. Bubba, good morning. Drew, morning, Matt. Live in Atlanta. Listen often. Driving to Natchitoches with the wife and kids. Excited for plenty of crawfish, spending time on the river. No place like home. That a boy. All right, Drew, enjoy the time back home, man. It is a great time of year. I love the springtime, man. I know I say it almost every day, but there's just so much going on, man. When the weather's nice and you can get in the pool or get on the water, crawfish boils. It's a great time of year, man. Fish, what's good, man? Hope your day's off to a great start. Matt, good morning. Have a set schedule for next week and a half, but got the heat box truck, so I'll be sweating making that money. There you go, bro. What's a heat box truck? Antron, good morning. Will do, man. Absolutely. Have an awesome day, Antron. Thanks for being there. Cliff is Musso's job safe. Wasn't sure with your mic on mute last night. Um, so the mic, I know it's, yeah, I guess we can blame Musso. Why not? But it was operator error. So like the mic wasn't on mute. So I have sliders. Well, not sliders like hamburger sliders. Look. There's the audio board, right? So I just turned my mic up, down. Yo, saying you can't hear me. Do you have me now? Do you have me now? You have me now? Can you hear me now? Got me? Got me? Okay. So I had the slider down, but then there's also a mute button. So I'd muted my mic. I got to stop messing with the board while I'm doing a show. And also, again, like I told y'all last night, that's why you should wear an earbud at all times. So that way you know if you're on or not. And you don't end up talking again for, I don't know, this is kind of getting comical, man. A little bit. It's getting moderately comical that, Bill, another example of why you wear the earbud. Yes, sir. I was trying not to cough into the mic or clear my throat in the mic. I don't know what we're talking about. Sorry. Just muted yourself. This has got to be a joke. Matt, turn on the volume. Sorry. But that's also what happens whenever I I try to keep up with the comments chronologically. So on my screen, the comments go chronologically. So I try to go but then as comments stack, like I'm not seeing them at the bottom real time, because I'm not at the bottom of the feed. I'm at the top of the feed, making my way down. So anyway, uh, best Cliff, you forget all the times when Drew would put filters on my face on Facebook, back in the day and all that stuff. Anyway, all right. Where were we? I think I was saying, uh, I think I think it was Patrick, and I was talking about things falling in place. The thing that I said, or I was saying, was I think LSU caught a break yesterday. I think LSU caught a break with South Carolina beating Arkansas. Arkansas held Hagen Smith yesterday, who is the best pitcher in college baseball, and had Arkansas won, LSU would be facing Hagen Smith today. And I'm telling you, it would not have gone well for LSU's hitters because nobody hits Hagen Smith. So I'm not trying to downplay what LSU's done the past 2 days. They needed wins. They were urgent. They got them. They got great performances from Jump and Holman, and the offense has been great. It is fair, though, to look and say you did face 2 bullpen days from Georgia and Kentucky. You basically faced like midweek bullpen approaches, whole staff days, and you had your 2 best guys going. So, yes, it's great that you won. You also have to realistically look at what you faced. And the same thing's going to happen again today because Carolina's already used SQ. They've used, let's see. Carolina's already used Eli Jones. They've used Dylan Eskew. They've used Ty Good. Thought they were going to start Roman Kimball. That's what David Cloninger had said yesterday. But they named their starter, and they're going with Tyler Pitzer. Tyler Pitzer on the year, a 4.66 ERA. He's got 38 and 2/3 innings pitched, 53 strikeouts, which is good, but he's also got 20 walks. So 20 walks and 38 innings pitched. So, you're facing another guy that has 17 appearances, but just 5 starts. So you're not expecting him to go super deep into the game. So you're going to face another bullpen day. So, I guess the point being, like, they're playing great. They're playing with confidence. Yes, all that. I think you're getting great performances from Hurd, from Jump and Holman. Your defense has been awesome. Your offense has really gotten going. They've scuffled at some midweek games. So all that's very good, but I think you do have to keep in a perspective what you were facing the last 2 days. I would say it's more encouraging that against 2 of the best offenses in the SEC, your 2 best pitchers went and handcuffed them. The offensive surge the last 2 days, big part of that is who you were facing on the bump, and you get another break today in avoiding Hagen Smith, who's the best pitcher in college baseball. Brett DeGrow, good morning. Let's see. Gorilla. I was downstairs watching your nightcap, and darn near woke up the wife and kids dropping a bottle of Michter's 12. My heart going more than the Tigers regular season. Yeah. Leon, good morning. I would have loved to see the team click like this a month ago. They're loose. I'm Bear Jones. I'm also Bear Jones. Cut that crustache off so you can start hitting bombs again. He needed to break out of that funk. And I'm glad to see him do it. But Bear's one of those guys that, I mean, he is the modern day big league power hitter. The guy who's 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but when the one's a grand slam, you take it. That's what baseball at the big league level has become. It's why he's going to make a lot of money. Brent, good morning. No regional hosts who want to see LSU in that part of the bracket. Man, I've been saying that for days, man. Brent, the way I've said is I want to see the camera, the film, the reaction on the regional hosts whenever they're looking at their bracket and they realize LSU pops up as a 3 seed. I mean, it's going to be long blank stares, like whenever Michigan realized Alabama, they had to play Alabama in the college football playoff. Now, they won that game in the Rose Bowl, but remember, they weren't cheering. Bradley, good morning. This is the Tiger team I've been waiting for. Knew they had to just put it together here and there. Gotten hot at the best time. Hunter Bam, nothing like nightcap for dessert. Morning scone for breakfast. Love it, Hunter. Thanks for being there, man. Skip, what's good? See what Thatcher can do today. James Brandt, good morning. Hunter, did you catch the Rangers-Panthers game? I did not. I don't know that I've ever watched a hockey game. Brian Wynn, do you think Ole Miss and Bianco part ways? Brian, Bianco said after the season that he intends to be back. One of the things that I've kind of heard whispered is that maybe it's sort of a forced retirement type deal. After the national championship, they extended Bianco, and they'd owe him like nearly $8 million if they fired him. And that's hard to stomach for a baseball coach. So, it might be a thing where he stays at Ole Miss in like an emeritus role, but just steps aside, like he retires from coaching. So, again, I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I've heard that whispered or rumored is a possibility, and that may be the amicable way that they part. Cody, any word of events by the Alumni Association for the game in Vegas? They've got their package put together already. I don't know if they're doing a tailgate party. Let's see. Here you go. Yeah, they are having a pregame event. So it doesn't say where it is, but they are having a pregame event. One of the things I know that some of the groups, there's a lot of groups I understand that are going, like our buddy Jason Ramazan is going as well. And he's not there. Like his deal is charter air. They're staying at Aria, and he's not doing a pregame party. And I think the point was like, and I kind of understand this. The pregame parties with the Alumni Association are usually great. They always have like a band or live music, food, booze, and it's awesome. You have shade, a good place to go hang out before the game. But Vegas is a little bit different especially because the game's on a Sunday, so there's no other games going on. It'd be one thing like if you had TVs up everywhere that had like the game playing, or games playing. There's no games like Ramazan's deals. They're just going to they'll have transportation too from the stadium and all, but they're not going to have a pregame party. Alumni Association is having the pregame party. I don't know where it is. It doesn't say on here where it is though. Aaron, what's up? Tim, good morning. Team's heating up. Going to get the attention of a one seed somewhere. Going to be scary. A couple more pitchers to get it together. I don't even know, Tim, that you need a couple more pitchers to get it together. If Hurd has a great day today and you feel like you have another competent starter there, that's great. I don't know that I just think put it to you this way. Usually by the time you get to postseason play, like the 7 guys you count on. And for where and then you have your up 10, down 10 guys, right? The guys that are only going to pitch if you're up 10, down 10. So like Jump, Holman, Herring, Little, Ackenhausen, Ulloa, Guidry. Like there's 7 right there. And then like you may have a situational spot for a lower, but by and large, if you use anybody else, I should throw Dutton in there as well. but they're going to be your up 10, down 10 guys. So I guess my point is all the guys I just mentioned, you know who they are, you know their roles. So it's just a matter of having those guys execute on when they have the ball. I mean, you saw that in Omaha last year. I mean, Ackenhausen and Herring in relief roles were sensational. I mean, that's why you continue to advance out of the losers bracket. I didn't think you were going to be able to, but those guys were awesome. So, you just got to deliver when you have the opportunity. All right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. Lisa, what's good? Trivia, good morning. Let's see. Here's all the ones where my mic was off. And Christian said he's trolling. I was not trolling. I really forgot that I didn't notice. Where are we? Deborah, good morning. What a game yesterday. So fun to watch and listen to. I was driving during the Grand Slam. Drivers around me must have thought I was having a seizure. I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're safe, Deborah. This is how my dad watches LSU football on TV. All right, there we go. My apologies, everybody. On the sound issue a minute. All right, here we go. Back to comments. Angela headed back to the Met. Okay, awesome, Angela. Cheer him on. Cajun Country always wondered why you don't wear earphones on air. I do wear earphones on air. You mean headphones? During my radio show, I always have headphones on during the radio show. Or do you mean here? Well, here it's never mattered until I had a soundboard because I was always just using the phone and my tablet, my Surface, which I was using the mic and the camera on the phone and on the Surface, so I didn't need it because I wasn't using a third-party audio source. But because I'm routing the mic through a board into the computer, into the streaming software, you wear an earbud so you could hear, and then whenever I would do the music that y'all say y'all can't hear, it doesn't play well. I don't know why. Oddly, but I think y'all told me y'all could hear these. Whoops. I don't know if that sounds good. Sounds good to me. Okay, shut up. All right. Bill, the things you teach us. Okay. Best morning scone ever. Justin Brown. Let's see. Get you some Bose. Don't let Bose aren't the best ones, man. Sony's Sony headphones. The model. Let's see. Sony professional headphones are by a mile the best. The MDR 7506. Those are awesome. The Sony MDRs are the ones that are the best best professional stereo headphones. All right. Rooney, what's good, man? Good to see you. Rooney from Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Got to see Rooney a couple days ago, and we did it was Tuesday morning. Got to go ride around with Condon on the John Deere Gator. A lot of fun. That video is posted on the Sunshine social medias if you want to go check it out. Benton Troxclair, you should glance at the bottom in case there's an axe murder behind you. Well, I can see because I am looking at my screen, so I can see everything behind me. Skip, that's just going to start. Let's keep the hot bats going. Bob Poole, good morning. Enjoy Nightcap. Thank you, Bob. Zach, Matt, I've got an upcoming week-long stay at MD Anderson, Houston. Do you have a recommendation for your time spent there regarding where to stay, restaurants, etc.? Well, Zach, I hope all's well, man. I don't know if it's for you or a family member or someone, but sincere prayers, best wishes for you or for whoever is going to MD Anderson. Um, we stayed at an apartment complex called the Amalfi. There are hotels in the Med Center. As a matter of fact, depending on which MD Anderson tower you're staying at, um, there is uh, um, there's a there's a Marriott, a Houston Med Center Marriott, which attaches to Texas Children's, as a matter of fact, where we were, and it's across the street. Again, depending on which MD Anderson tower you're at. Um, if you're going for a week, I would actually recommend looking at some of the apartment complexes because they're made for not only doctors or med students or like long-term patients. So like they do rent apartments, furnished apartments by the day. Um, so where we stayed was it's called the Circle in Herman Square, and there was the Amalfi, and there was another one that were sort of part of this complex. But you're just a few minute drive from any of the hospitals from where you are. I will remind you though, if you drive, you're gonna have to pay to park in the garages every day, so that's sometimes a cost that a lot of people aren't expecting. There are a lot of great charitable organizations that do have like the tokens, which are basically prepaid parking tokens. Um, but if you're looking for a hotel, there's a there's tons of them in the Med Center. There's a Westin, there's a Hilton, um, there's what's the one? Is it a Hampton Inn, which is on the side of the street of the main tower from MD Anderson. Anyway, but I would recommend just look at there's tons of I mean, there are tons of places to stay. Um, and it's been a while. I mean, it's been obviously 10 years since we were there, but there's so much stuff around that area. My best suggestion to you actually is probably if you're looking for cost saving is to eat in the hospital because every hospital has a giant like cafeteria and the food is actually really good. You could go to restaurants around that area. Absolutely. And there's a ton of them. And we found everything. And you're actually in the Med Center, you're really close to Rice Village. And Rice Village is a really like kind of uh, you get out of all of the chain type stuff, and there's a lot of really great areas in Rice Village, right around Rice University, which borders the Med Center. Um, so I don't know if that helps you, man, but I would say you could certainly get a hotel, but I would, depending on what you're spending, I would look into some of the apartment complexes around the Med Center because they do have a per night rate for a fully furnished apartment, and that's sometimes more comfortable for for families. But then again, you may find the convenience of like a hotel right next, like I mentioned, the Marriott, which is connected to Texas Children's. Like we stayed there a couple times when we're just going for like evals, like we're there going to be there for one night, so we'd stay at that hotel, which was attached to the hospital, and it was easy just to walk in, right? But for a long term stay, that might be more difficult. But anyway, Zach, I hope you and your family, and for whatever reason you're going to MD Anderson, y'all are great. But um, and the fact that they have a place like MD Anderson is amazing. The Med Center it's incredible. Yeah, I think most people don't even realize just the scale and scope of that place. I mean, we ended up there not because of proximity, but because it was literally the best place in the world for us and for Drew, and it just happened to be a 4-hour drive. Matt, that was funnier than the Brady roast. Headphones in, got me looking like a psycho, laughing in a QT bathroom. uh, Zach, P.S. I don't think y'all were there with Drew, but may know the area. I mean, we weren't at MD Anderson. We were at Texas Children's, but I mean, everything is right there in close proximity. Read that one. Let's see. How many innings do you expect from Hurd? Man, honestly, if he can get you through the lineup once without giving up a run and then hand the ball to the next guy, I think that's a win. Anything after that is lanyap and awesome. But if he can get you through 3 innings, if he can get you 3 scoreless innings, or at least exit with a lead, I think that's a win, because then you hand it off to Little and Ackenhouse and Dutton or whoever's next. You'd make that determination based on what's going on in the game. But like if he gets you 4 or 5 in, awesome. But if he can get you through 3 and get you through the lineup once and hand the ball off to the next guy with the lead, that would be awesome. Thoughts on the new SEC format starting in 25? Yeah, I like it. And I understand why they're doing it, Zach, because it all goes back to what happened in 2011 with LSU. LSU had an RPI of 23, and they were left out of regionals, and the knock against them was they didn't make the SEC tournament. And so the league expanded the field after that, and they're just not going to now you're going to a 16-team league, and Texas, of course, you would assume would be in every year. And so you're going to bump more 13 and 17 teams out. You're not playing more games. You're still playing 30 league games. So you're adding 2 more teams. Yeah, I mean, I'm for it. Like I like it. Big Mill. LSU struggled with bullpen arms all season. They actually better against starters, even Hagen Smith. I mean, they scratched across a couple of runs against Hagen Smith up there in Fayetteville, but they lost that game. But no, that's such a. I mean, Hagen Smith is literally the best pitcher in college baseball. If you try to argue that they're better facing Hagen Smith than Tyler Pitzer, you're out of your mind. Like, that's just a terrible take. Amy, what's going on? Let's see. Community Coffee Couillon. Yeah, I guess you're behind on the comments or watching delayed. I need to throw a happy birthday shout out to Jason Carmouche, founding members of the Wannabe Sand Volleyball team. All right. What up, Richie? Good to see you, man. And happy birthday to Jason Carmouche. Got to meet Richie. Got to meet Richie and Bill in Lafayette a few weeks ago, and went to the Nate Bargatze show and did AFR over at the tap room in River Ranch. Richie was good enough to come over. It was good to meet him. Tiger Diver asks, where's whiskey and wine for Vegas? Don't know yet, but our shows are going to be in the sports book at the MGM Sportsbook in Mandalay Bay. So that's where our shows are going to be. They have a studio set up, so it's possible we may end up doing whiskey and wine there as well, but I don't know that definitively. The challenge is, if we're going to the game, how do we get from the game to there to start as soon as the game ends, provided we go to the game and don't have to leave early. We probably have to leave early. But what happens if it's a close game and we're leaving early? That would suck. But that might just be what it is. Titus, what's good? Let's see. Make defense great again. Matt, do you know the status updates to Tiger Stadium, video boards, lights, and such? Not since the spring game. Not since they gave us the update in the spring game, which is pretty wild to see, just like the bones, wooden structure of the scoreboard all exposed. But the LED lights the lights had already been installed. All the LED lights, those were at the spring game. Those were already installed. Those were done. Bob, what stats? Javen Coleman hasn't pitched since scrambling. Yeah, again, who your guys are that you count on. You've got your up 10, down 10 guys otherwise, and he's one of them. So, I would only expect to see Javen Coleman if you're up 10 or down 10. Jamie, what's up? Charlie, as great as the offense has been, starts on the mound. Pitching has been incredible. Hopefully Hurd returns to form today. Agreed. David, what up? Ready to watch Hurd. Excited to see the outcome. Smash the like button. Thank you. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page. Share the post. What's that Paris jingle looking like? Sounding awesome. I don't want to spoil it, but as soon as I heard the update from Toby yesterday. So now he's kind of refining it a little bit, but it's got more of like a hometown sort of country vibe feel to it. So I think a lot of people are going to like it. Bobby Boucher's lawnmower. That was the least amount of emotion I've seen out of Bear following a bomb. He punished a mistake. Brett Gidry, thoughts on the first down track in the NFL about time, right? So, Brett, go watch AFR yesterday in hour 3, just before about 5:30, just before we did Pluckers trivia with Musso. Yes, it's about time. But if you have a chance, go check out watch AFR. Go to YouTube, watch AFR from yesterday. Scroll to hour 3 at about 5:30. Just before Pluckers trivia. Irfan Sayad, Gumaugan. The food at MD Anderson's really good. Used to work in healthcare, plan to meet case managers around that time. I mean, the cafeterias in the hospitals are really good. And that's something we learned and ended up saving us a lot of money instead of having to like go get food at a restaurant every day. Or like, I mean, Texas, right across from Texas Children's, they had a Chipotle, they had a Subway, they had a one of those salad bar restaurants. It was like where you go make your salad station or something like that. But it was crazy. It was like $20 to make a salad, and it gets really expensive. So, the eating the meals in the cafeteria it was more cost effective, and they tasted good. Let's see. What do you think about the second first base? I get it. What you're trying to do, you try to avoid collisions at first. I also think it's kind of stupid. Thomas, at this point, what does winning the tournament do for LSU? Nothing. You win the SEC tournament. Probably get you to a 2 seed. Larry, what's going on? Titus, Matt, do you drink community coffee? If so, what's your favorite blend? Yeah, we usually buy we just have K cups, and I think this is the breakfast blend. I drink community. I love supporting local businesses, man. If I can support a Louisiana business, I'm generally going to do that over a national brand. So yeah, I do. We have it, and it's K cup breakfast blend is what I have here. But I'm not a coffee snob, man. I drink my coffee black, and it's more just coffee. Jason H. There's a nice Italian restaurant, Rice Village. Darren Gagnon. Bless you and your family, Matt. Strength you and E-Rock and Drew continue to show as a family is inspirational, to say the least. What's your opinion on where LSU may end up in the sub-regional? And thank you, Darren. Appreciate that, man. I don't know where they're going to end up. What I know I've said here, and I know is that Jay's kind of lobbying to go out west. And I think that's really smart if it happens. Sorry, I'm blocking that spammer right now. Eric Hammond, what's going on? So back to the question, which was about where would LSU go for the regionals? I know LSU wants to go west, and I think it's really smart. I think the talent out west has certainly dropped. Like a lot of those traditional historical teams that have been really good out west aren't. The Pac-12 has been gutted. I mean, just think about it. Like Gage Jump was at UCLA. He's now at LSU. Luke Hill was a shortstop at Arizona State. He's now at Ole Miss. Braden Montgomery was Stanford's best player. He's now at Texas A&M. So, I mean, if the ideal scenario is you end up at UC Santa Barbara. You get to go out to LA. The weather will be nice. There will be no atmosphere whatsoever. Like LSU may have more fans there than Santa Barbara. I think that's probably a best case, But I don't know what they're going to do. They may send them to Clemson. They could send them to Stillwater. They could send them to Terre Haute, Indiana. The problem is this year there isn't a regional hosting because they're not going to send LSU to an SEC team's host site. So there isn't a team in proximity, like a few years ago when Southern Miss hosted and you went to Hattiesburg. So they could go anywhere. I mean, I'd hate to go up to Corvallis again. If they send you out west, that would stink. And LSU always seems to get paired with Oregon State one way or another, but we'll see what they do. Zach said, thanks for the info. Very helpful. We have 2 boys under 2. The apartment deal may be perfect if we take the kids. Going for me, keep us in your prayers. Will do, Zach. God bless you and your family, man. Just thank God that there's places like MD Anderson in Texas, and the Texas Med Center, which they're amazing. I mean, you're literally the best place in the world. So, but yeah, check out the apartments that may suit you better just for space purposes. Again, it's fully furnished. You'll have, like we rented a 2-bedroom apartment because we had me and Erica, and then we always had somebody with us as well. Either my mom or Erica's mom would drive over, and for the whole time with us, so they had a bedroom as well. So it worked really well for us. Again, the place we stayed was the Amalfi in Herman's Circle. I'm sorry, it was the Circle at Herman Park. Was the name of the thing, and ours was the Amalfi is where we stayed. So, and there were some really cool amenities. I mean, not that you might use them, but like they had, there's like a resort style pool, which may be good for your kiddos. There's workout facility, amenities that you would expect at an apartment complex, right? Like they had a kitchen with like with your free like cappuccino machine. You make sort of gourmet coffee every morning. I would do that every morning. I wake up, I go downstairs, make my coffee for free. And again, it's been 10 years, so I'm sure a lot has changed, but it was great. It was very comfortable. We're not there for a great reason, obviously, but that you try to make the best of a bad situation. That helped. All right. Hunter said, would it be much of a difference being a 2 or a 3? Not really, Hunter. The difference is like what color your jersey is and if you bat first or second. What I would say is more important is your draw. So if you go from a 3 seed to a 2, you're still playing a 2-3 ball game, but like, do you get a better draw if you're a higher 2 seed? Like, do you go to a lesser host site? So I think that's kind of the motivation here, if that makes sense. Yeah, how about that? It's a good point, Thomas. LSU, it's cool that LSU gets to play the only 3 SEC teams we didn't play in the regular season. That's true. Yeah, I mean, you didn't play Georgia, Kentucky, or South Carolina. You get to play them here these first 3 games. Okay, I think we're just about done. Juan asked about I think someone asked me that last night about the Saints paying their share of the renovations. I haven't read the full story yet. I need to do that before I have an opinion on it. So I know the Saints released a statement talking about but I have not educated myself enough. So there's a degree of ignorance. I'm not aware. So I need to do that before I give an opinion. Gorilla time frame between SC tournament and Omaha. We got 3 weeks, man. So you got like next weekend is regionals. The following weekend is super regionals. And if you win your super regional, you go to Omaha. So, yeah, you should be. Yeah, you're 3 weeks. 3 weeks from today, I guess, would be the start of the college, Thursday, right? Friday. I'm sorry, they start Friday. They used to start. It's a Friday, June 14th. So 3 weeks from tomorrow, the College World Series starts. I guess the opening ceremony is 3 weeks from today. So, yeah, 3 weeks. Okay. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for being there. If you haven't done so yet, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. The info for Brock is down here, brortho.com. Love telling you about Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Real quick, let me know what y'all think of this. Well, that didn't work at all. Why didn't that work? I have to do like this. Weird. I don't know. Oh, well. I'll figure it out. Okay. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. LSU Daily is already live on your favorite podcast app. Candidly, I recorded LSU Daily before we knew Thatcher Hurd was pitching. So if you go listen to LSU Daily, there's going to be a very glaring omission there, and that we didn't know Thatcher Hurd was pitching. And we'll see you for AFR 3. Will essentially be a de facto pregame show for LSU in South Carolina. We'll look forward to it. Y'all have a great day. Peace.